Sounds right.
Snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
And we're rolling. I'm here today with G Ranna, gagging deep, multiple ways that he goes by, but I'm just gonna go by G because that's his request. Anyway, G's a friend of mine from the past here. Not gonna lie, like we don't hang out a bunch, but we had a lot of mutual friends.
A lot of mutual friends.
Yeah, a lot of mutual friends. Exactly. And but I always heard about G because we have a lot of same hobbies and interests. You know. Yeah, martial arts, movies, comic book stuff.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And right now, G works in radio.
I do.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Take it away. You want to give people a little intro?
Yeah, man. As you mentioned, name is G. Real name is Gagandeep, but there's a reason why I go by G. It's 9 letters and 3 syllables. That's a mouthful, especially when you talk on the radio, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Work on radio. Work in radio. Been doing it. Last year was 10 years. So.
Fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask you, like, did you ever see that Russell Peters skit when he talks about like funny ethnic names?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then he was like, like there's a brown names like Gagging Deep and and
suck deep,
Gagging Deep, and then I laughed because do you ever hear the Joe Rogan bit where he was talking about like there was this Asian dude who got in a car accident? And then his name was literally Wong Wei.
Oh no!
Fuck that.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. No, man. I always think those things are fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, like looking in hindsight, like a name is a name, but like growing up, it sucked.
Yeah.
Because like kids are awful.
Oh yeah.
Especially like elementary and junior high.
Oh shit, I can only imagine. Fuck.
Yeah, and so it wasn't until like high school where I was just like, I'm fucking sick of this. So I'm just gonna go by G. So like grade 10 rolls around, and I've been going by G since grade 10.
Okay. Well, fuck, man, you should have told me to call you G way back in the day.
No, don't worry about it. No.
Well, it's also because of Bick, right? Bick always like tells me, he's always like I was gagging deep, like gagging on something. And I'm just like, oh god, the exact same thing you just said about elementary school kids. He's doing it as an adult.
100%. And if anybody knows Bick, like that's Bick. It's just like he wants to hammer it home.
Yeah.
But love him. That's my family. So, and I think so that was the last time you and I chatted. That was Bick's going away.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And so that was the last time we chatted. And then before that, we haven't seen each other since basically 2016.
Yeah, man. And to be honest, like I said, like I feel like I always knew you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just because whenever we do chat, we just naturally flow, right?
Totally.
That's why I've thought in my head, like, hey, no, perfect podcast guest. But like realities, we never really hang out, you know? But it's just, again, one of those things where I just knew if we ever got a chance to do this, like I just knew there'd be some natural chemistry there. So
100%. And I mean, like this is right up my alley right here. It's just podcast work because I've done like a fair amount of podcasts just within the realm of radio, whether it be hosting or co-hosting shows. Especially on the sports side, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you're. So, which sports do you normally like talk about?
So back in the day when I used to do a podcast, shout out to my co-host and really the leader of that show, PK. But back when we used to do it, we would talk about MMA. And pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And I love that shit.
Fuck yeah, me too, man.
And yeah, exactly. But the only thing is like,
I love that X-Men shirt, by the way. Fucking,
it's a great shirt.
Yeah,
and I'm so happy that they're bringing it back now.
What do you mean?
So they're revamping the series
again,
like the '90s cartoon. They're bringing it back on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
But they're basically starting off where the '90s cartoon ended.
Wait. So we're talking about the exact same show from the '90s. They're just continuing it.
Yeah, they're picking up right where they left off.
Is it going to be the same kind of animation and stuff?
I believe so.
Okay.
Which I'm totally down with because that's right. That is. I love like X-Men in the '90s. X-Men and Spider-Man in the 90s, like those two cartoons were so pivotal for me being who I am now, and that's just a massive nerd.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, yeah, I'm a nerd too, man. And I know the Spider. Wait, are we talking about the Spider-Man series where Peter Parker had that dumb kind of like hair that combed to the side?
Kind of.
You know what I'm talking about?
Harry Osborn had like weird like fucking waves and shit.
Well, he always had waves, I think. But,
but like. Yeah, like this is the '90s, like the mid '90s cartoon.
Yeah.
Where was like we see like the cartoon first adaptation, I guess, of Venom.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, again, but the only thing that really just I wasn't feeling that show was just the way they made Peter Parker's hair look. I don't know, just to me, I was always like, man, like why do you look like my dad? You know what I mean? Because like he basically has Donald Trump's kind of hair,
Yeah,
like
a little bit.
combs to the
That
side.
fucking onion loaf.
Yeah, that onion loaf thing, and I'm kind of like, dude, like,
or like the old Buffalo Sabres logo. I don't know if they still have it right now. Like, so the Sabres logo basically, it's like the yellow and blue, and they still have like the buffalo in there.
Yeah,
I don't know if they still use it or not, but anyways, it looks like the fucking comb over.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, I always thought. Do you remember the Clone War? The Clone Saga in the comic books for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Scarlet Spider?
Sorry,
Scarlet
Spider. Yeah, Ben Reilly, right? I always liked the way they animated him. You know, he had the blonde hair and it's kind of like, I was like, dude, just have Peter Parker look like that, and you know, the show would be to me like just a lot more awesome or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The fuck, man, what was I going to say about? I was about to say something else about Spider-Man, but now I fucking lost track. Yeah. Okay,
but cartoon.
Yeah. By the way, we're drinking Pabst today. PBR, Gold Old Faithful. I had a pretty big night last night, so I'm actually in as Bick educated me.
Is this hair of the dog?
Yeah, there's a hair of the dog thing going on for me right now. Yeah, it's like
I fuck with that sometimes.
Yeah, like Bick educated me heavy with the science on the last podcast. Of
course he did.
Yeah, it wasn't because he was like, "This isn't. You're not having a hangover. You're actually having a withdrawal."
Yeah.
And he's right because now I feel better.
Good
with one or two.
Yeah, man. I would say it's hydrating, but it's not.
Yeah, it's an illusion of hydrating.
100%.
I'll be hydrated enough for this conversation, and I'll go die afterwards.
Whatever. We got a few here.
Yeah. Gee, so like you train, obviously. I mean, like you trained MMA as well. I mean, yeah. Like take me through that. That was something I was always like wanted to dive into with you. Like you got your blue belt, right, in jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I do. From Jean de Ribera.
Okay, sick, man.
Who has won Abu Dhabi a countless amount of times.
Fuck yeah. Did you always train the gi or did you train no gi as well?
I trained in both.
Okay. Which one do you like better?
I find I get more leverage with gi.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in a competition, leverage is fucking key.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you can get, whether it be just like a grab or a hold or whatever it may be, training in a gi, I love it. And competing in a gi, I love it as well. But no-gi, I'm okay with that too. Like no-gi to me is it reminds me of mat wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is I'm fairly comfortable with that, but like back when I used to train, so I don't train anymore. I don't fight anymore.
Yeah. We're both old as balls now, I think. Yeah.
I'm like 34, but like my body feels like it's 88. I have had so many just injuries and concussions and all that. And so I have no intention on ever really stepping into a cage or a ring or anything like that again. But like my background basically is I'm a kickboxer first.
Oh, really? Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Muay Thai or Muay Thai? Okay, sick. Where, Mike Miles or?
Yeah.
Oh, sick, man. Fuck, dude. How many times you compete in kickboxing?
How many what?
How many times do you compete in kickboxing?
Oh, shit. I've had just over 200 fights in kickboxing.
Holy shit. Like all pro fights?
Yeah.
Fuck,
like,
dude. No.
My the first few were like pro-ams, and then afterwards were pro.
Oh, sick, man.
I won about 147 of those.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But
jeez.
Again, I don't train anymore.
Oh, that's fine, man. Are your fights on the internet? Like
no? So it's funny you say that because I used to fight this was I want to say like 07, 08.
Yeah.
And I never uploaded any of my shit on YouTube. You can't even find me on SureDog or anything like that because I didn't want to. I didn't want to put it out there.
Uh-huh.
The only people that actually had my fights, and I don't know if you remember back in the day using BBM.
BBM? No, I don't.
BlackBerry.
I don't use BlackBerry.
Oh, okay.
I never used BlackBerry.
Oh, okay. So back in the day, I would use my 9800, my BlackBerry, and BBM was key in the sense that I would get like a corner man or not my corner man, but like a training partner or whatever. And they would tape my fights and I would use that and I would send it to fight promoters.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, put me on your card. I don't care. Just do it. Like it's there. And I would also upload like my record to them and all that stuff.
Whoa, big burp from me. Anyway, go on. We don't know. Fuck, dude. I'm loving this. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, it was by choice on my end to not upload any of my shit because I didn't want to. And I'm like, I think one of the reasons why I kind of gravitated towards radio rather than TV is fairly private person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm kind of shocked you came on to stay.
Yeah, like this is fun though. Like just shooting the shit like this. And you kind of nailed it right there. Like, we're old now, and so I don't.
Yeah, like people, so I was going back to people that were asking me about me starting this business and the podcast, like, because prior to this, I really didn't go too hard in the social media game, like,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, my mentality like changed literally overnight because, well, one, I knew I wanted to do this, and then it was just getting the balls, I guess, to put myself out there like this.
Totally.
But I used to think like, who am I to do a podcast? As in, like, I'm a nobody. I shouldn't do a podcast. But now my mentality is like, who am I not to do a podcast? As
Why
in,
not?
No, like not just why not. It's more like as in, who am I not to? Like, I'm so not important that I should just do one. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a reverse.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of like, and then from there, now I'm just like, this is how like I enjoyed like doing this, and I'm super comfortable doing this. I feel at home doing this. Hey G, like later on, like if you want, like I'm not gonna post it. Like I just want to see your fights, man. If you can, like, do you think you hook me up with something? I just want to watch it for my own.
Bro, I wish I could find them, but like again, I had my 9800, and that phone is now lost to time.
Oh fuck! Jeez. Okay, well, all good.
Like it's funny that you mentioned, hey, I want to see them, because like back when I used to do a show with regards to MMA and pro wrestling and all that, I would regret not having that footage and not having all of that uploaded somewhere. And nowadays you can just upload to the cloud, so it'll last forever, right? But looking back on it now, I wish that I had uploaded that, and I wish that I would have, put my record anyways, on SureDog or whatever it may be.
That's a lot of fights, man. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that was just kickboxing.
Yeah.
MMA.
So how many MMA fights did you do?
My record was 22-2-1.
22-2-1.
Yeah.
Fucking sick, man. Who'd you fight for? Like, which organizations?
Mostly just lower tier shit. So again, like this is 07, 08.
Yeah. So was it King of the Cage? Was it Hard Knock?
King of the Cage.
King Rumble. Sorry. So it was King of the Cage. Rumble in the Cage, I think, is the Lethbridge one.
I fought in Lethbridge a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I fought in Lethbridge a lot, and funny enough, Panoka as well, because they have that fucking rec center or whatever it is. So I fought there. I fought in northern BC a little bit. Some fucking butt fuck nowhere towns and just shit. And I actually won like a welterweight title in northern BC. I'm not going to mention the promoter or the company that I won that title with, because I just mentioned I went 22-2-1. That one was that no contest.
Oh, what happened there?
They I got in shit for having a fight after a fight. So you know how like Connor and Nurmagomedov?
Nurmagomedov. Oh, the Khabib shit?
Yeah.
Oh, so after the fight, you guys kept like after the competition fight, the beef fight continued.
Yeah. And
it's crazy,
so
man.
I got in shit for that. And
why only you got in shit for it?
I may or may not have been a bit of a hothead back in the day.
Okay. All right. Let me ask, did you lose that fight? Or
no,
did you
I
win?
won that fight.
You won that fight?
I won that fight, but the commission there was just like, no, we can't have that shit.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, well, fuck you. I'm taking this title. And so,
and then they reversed the fight to a no contest.
They reversed that fight to a no contest, but before then, I had won that welterweight title.
Amazing.
But
did you KO the guy that time, or
when I won the title?
Yeah, no, the one that got reversed into a no contest.
I want to say I won that via submission.
Sick.
But I mentioned it before, so concussions are a thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My recall is not that.
It's not that great, fuck, man.
And it's funny because like I can mention things, like I can remember things that I had done, a week or 2 weeks ago with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But then I completely forget what I just did a day ago.
Yeah, me too.
Weird.
I don't know if it's.
I don't know. Like it's very strange how that works, right? But like for me, it's just like my recall is not that great, and sometimes. And have you suffered concussions?
I don't know. Maybe, man. Like I never fought professionally.
Yeah.
But I trained a bunch in my 20s. It was at BDB.
Yeah.
And then and I did like a little bit at Canuckles there with our friend Roger. And then
so Knuckles. That was my mainstay. So
that was your main gym?
That was my main gym.
Oh, sick,
so
dude.
like 07, 08, I would train there all the time. And rest in peace to Max.
Yeah.
Max,
Can you?
Sadly passed away. I want to say it was like 2018, and I only knew that because again, our mutual friend Ruger. Ruger had messaged me on Facebook saying, "Hey, I know you were close with Max," which I was. I think a lot of people were close with Max. He was a father figure. He was a coach, and first and foremost, he was a father. He had like 4 kids.
Yeah,
4 kids.
Yeah.
He sadly and randomly passed away in 2018.
Yeah, like what happened?
I'm not sure. I think it was just like a weird medical thing. Something caught him, I guess. I'm not sure. Because at that point in 2018, when he passed away, I had already left the game, quote unquote, of MMA. I basically retired from MMA in, I want to say 08, 09.
Yeah.
So at that point, that was like 10 years. In 2018 when he passed away, last time that I had seen him.
Yeah, you kind of just lost touch a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's sad to say, but like I've done that with multiple people, whether it be training partners or people that I've fought against or whatever. Like, that's life. Yeah. Life just happens. Oh, yeah. And I'll be saying that a lot, like, during this podcast, is life just happens.
Oh, yeah.
You lose touch you lose touch with people, or you lose contact with people. And again, that's just life. And so, yeah, I'm not entirely too sure what happened to Max, but I remember when Ruger had Facebook messaged me that I was devastated. Like, I was fucking broken. Max, like I mentioned, he was a father figure to a lot of people. And me as a kid at that point, because I'm like 19, 20, I don't know shit. All I know is that I want to punch people in the face and I want to get jacked. You know, that's just 19, 20 years old. It is what it is. But Max, he humbled me very much so, a lot.
Yeah.
But he also taught me, like, I wouldn't know MMA or kickboxing or anything like that had it not been for him being the coach that he was. And so, yeah, like, it doesn't shake me to my core as much as it used to, but it's still like, it still hurts. Yeah. And I mean, that's just life though.
Yeah. Well, hey, yeah, sorry to hear that. I mean, like, I definitely didn't know Max like that close at all. So like, I can count on my hands the amount of times I trained at Knuckles.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, maybe a little bit more. But no, but I had a good time there. And then like one of the highlights was he hosted Fedor. Hey.
Yeah.
And then like Roger and I went there. Our buddy, his name is Roger. He also goes by Ruger, so it's kind of weird if you're using those two names; they interchange. So then like Ruger and I met Fedor, and I mean the seminar was more of just like meeting him because like there's so many people in the cage, and he was showing us like the way he would do like an armbar from
Sambo shit.
Well, it was just MMA really, but but then he was like, okay, now in broken Russian, he's like, now you guys try kind of. But then we're like looking around, it was so packed in there that I'm like, hey, this isn't like really training with Fedor, but it's more like a meet and greet. But
I've had experiences like that where like a big time MMA or a big time kickboxer is doing like a seminar. I had a seminar with Ernesto Hoost, which is one of the greatest, like he's one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. And same type of experience. People were just crowded in this ring and it was just like, oh, you see anything? No, you can't. But like, I think those seminars, it's more so kind of an ego trip, not even an ego trip, but it's more so to, I guess, inflate the ego of the person who's given the seminar. So I'm assuming like Fedor was just like, yeah, look at all these fucking kids or look at all these fucking people.
Well, Fedor's he's just super humble too. Like he came in, he shook everyone's hand. He took photos with everyone. And he was there with his wife and his kid. And the crazy part was Fedor wasn't even wearing nice clothes. Like for being the best at the time, potentially the best fighter on the planet.
Totally.
And he literally had on like Walmart shorts and like just like a random t-shirt. And I was actually surprised when I stood by him because I'm actually taller than him. And then, but it was like, but I didn't know when I shook his hand,
like a fucking bear paw.
Yeah, like he's sturdy, like that. Like again on TV, he has that fluffy look where you kind of think maybe he's fat, right? No. But in person, you see he just has a different structure to his muscle and his physiology. But it was just I just remember also feeling his energy, like like, you know, just feeling, I was like, holy fuck, like Dragon Ball shit's going on here. Like fucking, like you can feel that power coming from. I was just like,
this motherfucker will destroy everybody.
This guy
here.
and that will to win and that calmness, like you just realize you're like this is like levels above levels above levels of a human being.
Fedor as well. It's just like his calmness, because every time that you see him step into a ring, whether it be his Pride days or, you know, after that, I guess, but like more so when I think of Fedor, I think of his Pride days.
Of course,
and just the fucking monsters and the killers that he fought, fucking Vanderlei Silva. Vanderlei is a fucking animal, right? Mm-hmm. And you see him before the fight, he's fucking staring daggers right through you, whereas Fedor is just like,
he doesn't make eye contact.
Zero.
Fedor is like comes out of slow Russian opera music and like,
which is fucking terrifying. By the way.
Yeah, because you just don't know what's going on in that head, right?
Exactly.
And then his brother, Alexander Emelianenko. You're a fan? You're not? No, of course not. Dude, the guy went to jail for rape.
Should be.
Yeah, you know?
I don't think anybody should really.
Yeah, so like it's kind of funny to me that there's such a contrast between those two brothers, because Fedor's super religious, no tattoos, like calm, and then Alexander is like obviously
fucking Nazis and
literally
tattoos.
Exactly. But he's been a bit more humble ever since that situation happened. Of course, I would imagine prison would change any man, especially a Russian prison. Like,
right?
Like Jesus fuck, right?
What are you getting to eat? Like fucking barely some bread?
I don't know, man. I just know Netflix kind of like there's that one Russian prison. There's that show about prisons, and then there's this one episode about the Russian prison specifically. And I remember watching that and being like, "Holy fuck, that's hell on earth!" Like you don't want to be there. No. Like that is beyond inhuman. Like I don't even know how people don't fuck. Like you're just not a person anymore after that. Like it's just so crazy.
I'm assuming you're just like a shell of what you used to be.
Yeah, well, physically you're done. Like because you shrink in. There's not much nutrition. There's nothing. Like they don't give you much, and then everything's just so cold and like damp and dark. And the fact that some people just exist, that's their entire existence. That blows my mind sometimes.
Right.
You know? I have some fascination with because when you're in that place, this fucking crazy topic we're on, but when you're on that place, like you're living up here because that's all all you have. That's all you have, right?
That's all you have.
So fucking when you're living in your past, you're trying to think in the future, but you're not even with society anymore. So you're using your imagination, like. You know, I mean, like COVID is nothing compared to Russian prison, but that boredom isolation period, because I don't know about you, but I was like, at the time I lived alone, and like that was rough, you know, like just like I couldn't go to the gym, and at the time, you know, I didn't know what was going on with what, so like I took it super serious, and so like I didn't want to go to the gym because I'm like, well, you know, you know, and then I just remember like my mind did so much crazy shit. But up to that point, I had some mental tools to deal with it. Okay. Like I learned some detachment stuff. Do you listen to Jocko Willink?
No.
Ah, fuck, man, dude. I think he's right up your alley. Like seeing as we all like the same shit. Okay. He's a hardcore Navy SEAL. He retired. He trains with Dean Lister. Okay, you know, like he's Dean Lister's main training partner. Like Jocko's a huge, actually, he's pretty popular in the MMA community, and he still trains jiu-jitsu all the time. But he gets deep into like mind control and stuff, but he talks about controlling your own mind. Like I'll show you after G, because like you're gonna appreciate that guy. Like he's a real life G.I. Joe, like Optimus Prime, like fucking like alpha male of all alpha males, man.
It's funny that you mentioned COVID, because like everybody has their different experiences with COVID, right?
Yeah, what was yours like?
I still had to go to work. There was no way as a person who talks into a microphone Monday to Friday, I couldn't do my job at home.
Mm-hmm, right.
So I had to go into work. And the first few months of COVID, it was oddly serene. By that, I mean my commute. So from home into downtown, it was, wow, there's nobody here. It almost feels like a fucking ghost town. Like the apocalypse just happened.
Like I Am Legend, Will Smith.
Kind of, sort of. Like there was almost virtually no rush hour getting into work or anything like that. And I say oddly serene because that might sound weird for anybody who's listening who's just like, wow, this guy's fucking crazy. Like you weren't scared or anything? Fuck yeah, I was scared. We didn't know we didn't know what the hell was happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There was so much uncertainty, but like, just the daily grind halted, and it was just like, oh, I can just get into work without fucking bumper to bumper traffic. Mm-hmm. And I think that's and just walking anywhere really, because there weren't a whole lot of people out anyways, especially downtown. And yeah, it felt very quiet.
What'd you do for training during that period?
I worked out at home, and I
Yeah.
still work out at home.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, the only thing that I actually will go out for is I'll go to Gold's just for heavy lifts.
Okay.
You know, squats, leg lays, or if I want to hit a PR on bench or something like that, I'll go to Gold's. But like I've been working out at home basically since COVID, and do you have a home gym or? I don't. I basically I did some research into resistance bands.
Okay.
And found this really, really good company. I wish I remember their name, but so my resistance bands range from like 30 pounds of resistance to like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And I've been doing those a lot. Basically, so ideally in a week, I will work out Monday to Friday for an hour and a half. And Saturday and Sunday, that's basically
beer day.
Yeah, it's carb day. It's carb day, baby.
Hey, take me through your workout though. I love this shit. Like, cause it's just so fascinating how everyone trains, and it's just so different. Like, you're obviously jacked. You have broad shoulders and stuff like that. Like, it's like, no, dude, fucking great physique, great physique. You know, like I talk a lot about the male physique on this show for some reason, strictly out of like admiration and as well as relating to it. But so give me an example. So for that hour and a half, like, do you do a circuit, or do you do some cardio, or do you just do right to the bands?
Yeah, so it depends on what I'm targeting that day. So let's just say if I'm doing chest, I have 2 40-pound dumbbells. Those are my only dumbbells that I have, and I will do dumbbell press for. Do
you have a bench, or just
I don't
just lay on the floor?
I just lay on the floor.
Oh, interesting.
And all my shit is basically. I wish I had some equipment, but it's just I can do everything that I need to do basically in my room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that is fantastic. Like, I wish that I had a bench in my room, but, like, I don't know if I really need that. Like, it's going to take up so much space. But basically, yeah, like, I'll hit the dumbbells for 3-4 sets. Afterwards,
do you keep your knees up, or like when you're benching off the ground with the dumbbell, like, do you have your heels planted, or do you have your back flat?
I don't like to do flat back. I like to curve it.
Yeah.
Just because you get more, it targets more of your chest that way.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But yeah, I'll do that, dumbbells, and then also with my resistance bands, there comes an attachment, and it's like a bench attachment.
Yeah.
So the resistance bands will hook up. So I have this pole, and the resistance bands will hook up on the side of the pole.
Yeah.
And so it's basically like somebody's giving you a hug like this way. Here are all the resistance bands coming out. Like,
I'm trying to picture this. Keep talking.
Yeah. So here's the bar.
Yeah.
And the resistance bands come up here.
Uh-huh.
Like they'll go around the bar.
Uh-huh.
And then it's kind of like a bench.
Huh. And the resistance is equivalent to how many pounds?
So that one, my bench, like my chest one, is about 210.
210. Have you heard of Shawn Baker? He's okay. So he does the carnivore diet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's huge. He's like 6'4", white dude, jacked. Like, he's 58, I think. Yeah. He used to be part of the All Blacks in New Zealand for rugby, and I mean, he caught a lot of flack in the medical community because, you know, he's advertising a carnivore diet, and he's like, he claims he's natural, no steroids, no nothing.
Wait, is this the fucking the Liver King?
No, Liver King. Anyway, he
that fucking guy.
That guy. I actually like him just because he's so. Anyway, we talk about Liver King later, but I just want to say.
Oh no, let's not.
Oh really?
Such a fucking scam.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. He's making no money off me. No. I just love how he's
hilarious.
How he doubles down on his blatant lie that he was gonna go natural. Like, he's so much even more not natural now than ever.
You look at one picture of that guy and you'll be like, that guy's not fucking natural.
Yeah, well, he got exposed.
God's green earth, that guy's natural.
Yeah, he got super exposed because you heard of more plates, more dates. It's like that. YouTube. Yeah. He found his emails showing, like, the guy's on everything. Yeah. And then he went on this massive tour to say, hey guys, you know what? You're right. Just eating liver doesn't make you look like this. The truth is, I'm on testosterone and fucking growth hormone and everything. And then,
have you ever tried any of that
shit? No, of course no. Of course no. Dude, I'm a natural guy.
Yeah, I've never in my life. The only thing I've ever injected myself with was blood thinners, and that's normal after major surgeries.
Okay.
So I've shattered my femur just playing random football. I've broken my ribs.
You shattered your femur, hey?
I did.
Like, so was it clean break or we say
Yeah. It was clean break.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just.
That's the biggest bone in the body. How long did that take to heal?
Oh, fuck. I had to learn how to walk again.
Fuck, dude.
I got a metal rod running from my knee to my hip, and I got two screws in my hip, one screw in my knee, and it was all just a random, just playing football out of the street, and that happened in 2012.
Dude, just from like that was something I did notice when I was looking at you. I was like, your leg seems like because normally there's a bit of a curve in the quad, but you have it's more flat from this angle. Like I didn't, and I explained you have a rod in there.
I got a rod in there, and it's one of the biggest fucking just. It hurts so much when I like heavy lifts for leg days and shit.
Yeah,
and especially like for wintertime, just walking because there's so much metal in there.
Yeah,
and I got metal in my hands as well.
Really?
Yeah, well, just breaking them.
Yeah.
I got pins and screws in there.
Oh fuck.
I got like a screw in the back of my neck as well. So yeah. Yeah, just breaking shit, man.
Holy fuck, man. Dude, I did not know. I did not.
Everything fucking hurts. And like you mentioned it before, we're old as balls. Yeah, we are. But like I just said it before, my body feels like it's 88.
Oh fuck.
Like it fucking hurts.
Yeah, but you were a professional athlete. You know what I mean?
Guess.
Like you were a professional athlete, like, you know, like that lifestyle, like 100-something fights. No, you were a professional athlete.
Performance, if anything. And it's just like you and I, we were kind of talking about this on the phone the other day, and you were just
while I was having a bubble bath, or
maybe I don't know what you do in your spare time. I mean, you do you, but like you would ask me, or I had asked you, like, yeah, what do you want to talk about? And you're just like, yeah, you want to talk about MMA, and then I kind of told you, I was like, I have fallen out of love with MMA. Like,
yeah,
if you mention fighters nowadays, I'll be like, I have a general idea, or like the guy.
When did you fall off? What year? Like, just because like I'm so into that shit, so like I'm like an encyclopedia with that stuff.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Fuck. Recently, actually. So back when I used to do the show, and by the show, it was for the company that I work for. Or anyways.
Anyway, go on.
But
why'd you fall out of love with MMA? How does one even fall out of love with MMA? That's where I'm getting
considering
confused.
How much I had already done in that sport and all that shit. It's hard, right? But I had fallen out of love with MMA because for a myriad of reasons. One, I wasn't training anymore. I wasn't doing it. So it was just like, all right, so that's one thing. Two, I hate Dana White. Three,
why do you hate Dana White?
I'm not a fan of that guy at all. I think he's a garbage human being. And I've never been a fan of any promoter, really, whether it be me fighting in my personal life or just in general. I think promoters are just, shady pieces of shit. Some of them are all right. Like I've met a few in back in the day, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of promoters, and especially this guy. I think I'm a huge proponent for fighters getting paid.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know why I said, oh, okay. I don't
know why you're surprised about it.
It's a crazy hot button topic, though.
100%.
Yeah.
And I get why, some people are just like, well, they shouldn't be paid that much. They're just going into a case. Listen, motherfucker, we're putting our bodies out, and it's like I'm a fighter again.
Hey, go ahead.
I'm not. But they're putting their bodies out on the line for 3-5 rounds. Leading up to a fight is the most difficult fucking thing. You're going through training camp. You got to cut weight. You got to gain weight after you weigh in. All of that shit adds up. And if you're fighting on the undercard, the costs involved with that, meaning, so again, your diet, your workout, you're paying your gym.
Oh yeah.
You're paying your trainer. You're really
not making money fighting.
You're not making fucking anything, especially if you're fighting on the undercard.
Yeah.
These guys are, I would say some of them are losing money if they're fighting on the undercard. Just imagine what fighting on the undercard would be for a, small bullshit promotion like I used to do.
Oh yeah.
Way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Like you're not making anything. And so.
But that's not why you were doing it though, right? You're doing it because you're a martial artist.
I was doing it, because I was a martial artist, and also.
Or were you trying to be were you trying to make it to the UFC?
Of course, everybody was at that point. Okay. And I think anybody who's fighting now, if you are fighting now, that's the ultimate dream. But if you're just doing it because, hey, it's something to do, that's cool too, I guess. I mean, you're training is fun, can be, anyways. But excuse me. But yeah, no, I fell in love. Like Dana White, not a huge fan of him. I think fighters should be paid more, at least a fucking living, just so they don't have to fucking starve themselves literally to death to get to where they're at. And that's just undercard guys. Main card guys, yeah, you're getting paid a bunch. Awesome. You've worked your way up there sometimes. Some fighters have. And this is one of my issues with Dana White is he'll bring in fighters like that piece of shit Greg Hardy. And if anybody doesn't know who Greg Hardy is, used to play for the Cowboys.
I know who Greg Hardy is.
What's that?
I know who Greg Hardy is.
Yeah, but if anybody who's listening.
Just Google him.
That's
it's not a pretty story, people.
Just a sack of shit of a human being. So so he gave, Greg Hardy a spot in the UFC, and I was just like, nah, I'm out. I don't want that shit. I think as morally bankrupt as I claim to be sometimes, I do have a soul and I do have a heart. And I saw that, I was like, fuck this. And so that's one instance. Fucking remember when James Toney made his MMA debut fighting Randy Couture?
Oh, yeah.
That was another thing.
Ankle pick to
I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Submission.
And so that was one thing. I mentioned before, so I used to do a show or co-host with PK, and we would talk about pro wrestling a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I love pro wrestling.
Yeah, me too.
And so I'll talk about that in a little bit here, but he brought in fucking CM Punk. CM Punk got his shit kicked in twice.
That guy sucks at fighting.
Fucking horrendous. Yeah. And I understand, he trains and all that shit. Listen, all the props and all the respect to you if you train. I've done it. It can be fun, and it is very, very, it's very hard. But all these guys that he has brought in just to bring some buzz around the thing, and I get that. That's the promoter side. But also, these guys are taking spots away from people or fighters who should have been there. And so that's one of my main reasons why I don't like Dana White. So, yeah, I fell out of love with fighting just because, I don't train again, or I don't train anymore. Don't like Dana White. And, the biggest reason why I think I fell out of love with fighting is just there's so many fucking fights these days. I can't keep track. I genuinely can't keep track. And so this was, I want to say a few years ago, back when we were doing the show, where it was so fucking hard to keep track of some of these fights, whether it be UFC or, PFL or whatever it may be. It got not overwhelming, but it was just I find it so fucking difficult to keep track of this, and I'm not having fun doing this. And so it was just I'm just a normal guy now, just watching fights. But with that being said, I'm a normal guy watching fights. I still know more about watching fights and judging a fight than a normal guy, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, no, you're more emotionally invested at a subconscious level due to actually being the guy in there before,
we put on a fight right now, and I'll judge that probably better than the fucking judges themselves. But I don't I don't go out of my way the way that I used to.
Yeah.
To watch a fight. I think the last fight that I saw was a few weeks ago, and it was Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I fucking fought Gilbert Burns, man. Fucking ridiculous.
I'm a huge fan of Bilal Muhammad, and that's
when I say ridiculous, I mean ridiculous for Gilbert Burns, because he fought Jorge Masvidal 2 weeks prior. I mean, he could have. Yeah. He gambled on that to try to get the title shot. Now he lost it.
Hey! If I was in his shoes, I would do the exact same. I fucking fought 2 fights in a month back in the day. No normal fighter should have to do that, but I did it because it was I'm still in shape. I can still do this, given the week or two that I had in between after winning that fight and then whatever. But I was still in fighter shape. I could still do it.
You want to keep that momentum.
Yeah, but a normal fighter should not do that because that takes away so much of your longevity.
Yeah, well, there's actually some statistics out there because Bisping, after GSP beat him to, took that 185-pound belt, Bisping fought Kevin Gastelum 2 weeks later and he got his ass kicked. Yeah. There is actually some stats now. The guys who's all taking the extreme short notice fights, after they've kind of not overtrained, but their bodies, you said you're still in shape, but there's a lot of weird.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, man. Woo. Anyway, but there's a lot of what's it called? Like your cardio and shit's in shape, right? But there's that wear and tear stuff,
Oh,
like
100%
because like the beginning of
there
that
is,
fight with Bilal Muhammad, Gilbert's right arm just kind of gave, like, and now they found out like his shoulder has some nerve shit, and then like then he's fighting him like this.
That's fucking
Then I was
scary.
sitting there, I was like, dude, like. That's what I mean by why'd you rush into this one? Like you didn't actually get paid more, and now you kind of lost your position.
You've lost your.
You were going to fight Colby, but now you lost it.
You've lost all your momentum. Also, fuck Colby Covington.
Yeah,
not a huge fan of that sack of shit. But yeah, like you've lost your momentum, and now you're in a spot where you have to fight back up. And like, given the talent, like this is what I'm saying. I don't know the caliber of talent anymore in a specific division. I can like fucking nail that. Like I could spout that off religiously 3 years ago. Now I'm just like, yeah, it's the welterweight division. They fight at 170. That's all I know now.
Okay.
And so does it make me sad? Not so much, even though I used to do it and I used to love it. But I think even with that is now that I am who I am right now, and again, life happens. I am who I am now, and it's just like it doesn't really make me sad in the sense that that used to be a version of me. I am who I am now. Yeah, and so I just
that's what I noticed too with a lot of because I had a lot. I don't keep in touch with a lot of them, but I do know a lot of fighters because I always was because I never fought pro, but it was weird. I was just around the scene so much. And especially when I bumped into these fighters at bars, because like I've been in the bar industry forever, so it was like like Nick Ring, love Nick Ring, like fucking. I want him on this podcast too. I'm gonna reach out soon. Hopefully, he remembers me, Nick. I know. Nick was kind of like a local hero in this city, but but
even Ultimate Fighter and stuff too.
And even Nick, like when he wasn't fighting, he actually didn't follow it that much because of
life happens.
Was life, and he just kind of says, he didn't use these exact words, but he basically just said like, these people don't understand what we actually go through. Like, and he does, he's like, I don't want to like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
that's why like this, I kind of fuck with that just because like, that's one of the reasons why maybe it might, again, just be one of the reasons why I just kind of fell out of love with it is just when you're watching a fight at a bar and you have like these armchair fighters who don't look like they've ever lifted a weight in their entire life. And just hearing them just scream and yell and be like, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that at a fucking television screen for one thing. But also when you see these people and it's just like, these motherfuckers don't know. They don't know what goes into a fight, what leads up to a fight, how training is. They're just like, yeah, I've watched, UFC religiously since I was a kid. Good for you. That doesn't mean anything. Like the way that you're screaming and yelling at the screen and telling this guy to be like arm bar, like whatever. It's just that kind of infuriated me because they're just like, I don't want to fucking be around this shit. If I want to watch a fight, like when it comes to MMA, if I nowadays, it's very rare for me to be like, yeah, I got to check out this fight. But if I do want to watch a fight, I'll just watch it at home by myself. I don't like being around people.
Hey, let me ask you this then. Like, but don't you just forget Dana White for a sec, forget the characters, forget the promo. Don't you just like watching fighting?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like when you boil it all down like that, yeah, of course. Because there was a reason why I got into it. There was a reason why I trained it. There was a reason why I did it. And so, yeah, like just the action itself of fighting and watching two athletes go at it and seeing that mental chess game and that physical chess game, it still intrigues me. And it's still like, it's still, there's still some passion in there, but it's not nearly as massive as it was back when I used to do it. And we're talking about like over 10 years now. Yeah, man.
Obviously I don't know your mindset because like I'm just so in love with combat sports.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll watch it 24/7. I am that guy sometimes at the bar. Like when Nick Diaz fought Robbie Lawler, I couldn't stay in my chair. And I was calling like armbar, and this and that. I don't have your training, but I just know the training I have, right?
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like...
That might be a me thing too, is because like I mentioned it before, I don't like people. And so being around people who are just like, going fucking batshit crazy over this shit, I don't like that in general. That's why like I try and avoid like stampede
bro,
concerts and all that shit.
What? Okay, let's. I just want to get to know you a bit more
Sure.
here. Like, why were you such a hothead? Like, what happened when you were a kid? Like, was it? Was there? Like, I'm a colored guy. You're a colored guy, right? Was there racism? Was there like
100%,
bullying?
100%.
Like, was there that chip on your shoulder?
Totally.
Like, cause like I was an angry guy too.
Yeah.
For a long time, actually, and sometimes still an angry guy. Sure. Like, I don't. The people who know me are like, "You're angry all the time." I'm like, no. Like, I'm passionate about shit.
With that being said, I think that's what made me a pretty decent fighter. Was I was angry all the time.
Yeah, chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, and I think fucking Hulk said that in Avengers too.
I'm always angry.
I'm always angry, and that's what made me a fairly decent fighter. Fucking went 22-2-1 at 147 wins in kickboxing. When I say fairly successful,
you're successful. You're being humble right now.
I did a few things here and there, but like I one of the things that kind of motivated me was just I was angry all the fucking time, and I would find ways to motivate myself, and I would use anger.
It's fuel.
100%. Like
as long as you detach from the emotion
afterwards, 100%.
But even it's like there's ways to use it, and that's why I've learned to harness. It's like you want to use.
Mike Tyson said it like it's fire.
It's fire, but you just want to like. It's like, man, I don't even have words to describe it, but I love it because it is a superpower I have now. You know, like I know how to take my emotions and I know how to like target it at what I'm trying to do, but at the same time, not taking it personal. Like they think I take it personal, but they don't really. I go home and sleep very well after. Like it's just Jocko mind control. Jocko talks about mind control, and I'm gonna after this, I want to show you one little video off the air, and I think it's right up your alley. I think you're gonna respect this guy. I think you're gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna start researching this guy a little bit more. Yeah, he's just the man. I just learned to like control my own mind and thoughts, and like it's like so now it's just like I can just tap into like past traumas, but use it as fuel. Like especially in the gym, like the other day, I had no business like squatting like 285 or whatever the fuck, and I did it because I was just thinking like for a moment there I tapped into like some childhood bullying and shit like that. Then I was just like,
and don't get me wrong, like I still do that. Like anytime that, like I mentioned, heavy lifts or just a rough workout session, whatever it may be, I still tap into that angry side of me. But I think this version of me, this 34-year-old me versus that fucking 19, 20-year-old me, the anger level has subsided greatly. That fucking 19, 20-year-old was a fucking menace. He was a absolute menace. Angry all the time, but also use that as motivation to absolutely obliterate people left, right, and center. This version of me, I'm still angry, but I'm not nearly as angry as that 19, 20-year-old me. Now I'm just like more chill. And I think a lot of that has to do with finding somebody in your life who kind of just mellows you out.
Like your girlfriend?
Yes.
Sweet, man. Yeah, I'm an engaged man right now, and
congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I do relate to that. I do. I was single for a long time, and living the quagmire lifestyle from Family Guy. I mean, it has its fun times, but
it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable, and like I just realized, people can deny all they want, and some people aren't going to want to hear this, but I really believe this. Human beings are meant to be in relationships. It's like food. Like it literally completes you in other ways. Now, it's tricky.
I wouldn't have agreed with you, and I wouldn't have just been with you on that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's completely different because I get what you're saying and I agree with it.
Yeah.
And it takes some people a while to find that.
Some people never find it, man.
And will never find it. I was one of those people who thought I will never find it.
Yeah.
Never.
I don't know if I never thought I'd never find it. I was like,
for me, it was more so like this because I don't like people out, like, whatever. But for me, it was this. And then once you find that person, it's just like, all right, the world is not so bad.
Oh, dude, it's everything. I mean, because like, think about it this way. Like you love your mom and dad, but the woman or your partner, she's supposed to, in theory, become the person, whether or not you, like, I have no kids, but say, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I will eventually. But anyway, but it's like this partner is going to create the baby.
Sure.
And then that is going to lead to a stronger bond than your mother and father.
100%.
That is why it's a super important thing. Now, a lot of people, it's their ego with that they don't want to say that, hey, I love being single, like blah blah blah. It's their ego because as a man or what okay, what classic man, okay, like fucking go easy on me on the noun pronouns or whatever. But it's like if you can't get a girlfriend, you kind of feel inadequate or something, and then but you don't want to admit that because that's showing some weakness.
A little bit. Yeah.
So then it's like so you convince yourself that I'm choosing to be like James Bond or whatever, you know.
With that,
but that's a lie.
Yeah, 100%. Or with that being said, you might overcompensate in different areas, whether it be
money,
going to the gym, trying to get jacked, all that shit, like whatever it may be. You overcompensate for that feeling that you deep down, secretly, I think everybody wants. Everybody just wants that person in their life that just
they want a wife.
They want a wife, or they want a wife. They want a husband. Whatever it may be, they just want that person. As much as they might deny themselves, and trust me, I was that guy who was just like, "Nah,
me too,
fuck
bro.
It.
Me too.
I'm never gonna settle down because A, I don't think it's gonna happen, and B, that's not me personally." Again, that was fucking maybe 2 or 3 years ago for me. Now I'm just like, life is all right.
Yeah, man, and like, well, you seem happier anyway. Yeah, like, well,
again, I'm not as angry as that fucking 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah, you know? I do got to preface though, like, I'm not saying what I just said is applicable to everyone. Like,
sure,
but I would say majority, you know, because I take a look at someone like George St. Pierre, right? He's in his mid-40s now. He's not married, no kids that we know of. And if he is, then he's doing a good job, just like not letting it out. But his purpose is so he has so much impact on the world doing what he does. Like then his path might be that.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying? like you watch Game of Thrones, right?
Yes.
Oh, fuck
I have not watched House of Dragons yet.
Oh fuck, man. Okay, did you like did you like Game of Thrones?
I did up until the
last season was a bit of a fucking like what the fuck was that? But anyway,
with that being said, that's why I still to this day, and I will fight anybody. I will come out of retirement and I will fight them. Breaking Bad has the best series finale I've ever seen, ever.
Dude, cheers. Breaking Bad is the best show that's ever been made ever, like on anything.
Game of Thrones had potential to fucking usurp that, but it didn't.
The Wire is also super
good.
The
Wire is fantastic as well. It's one of my favorite shows I've ever
seen.
Dude,
we have the same hobbies and interests.
100%. You want to talk about Pokemon? I can talk about Pokemon too.
I'm not really into that, but
this fucking guy. But yeah, no, going back. Breaking Bad, the best series finale ever. Game of Thrones was right there. It had all the fucking potential, and then they just let it.
Yeah, man, they wrote themselves into a wall, and obviously nothing made sense in the last season. But you know, I mean, whatever. I was just as disappointed as you. But I brought up Game of Thrones to segue back to George St. Pierre. There was a connection because do you remember the uncle of the Stark family that he went behind the wall? Like he wasn't part of the Night's Watch, but he lived out in the behind the wall, like by himself, solo.
I think so.
Was it Uncle Benji? I fucking forget. But
it's Uncle Ben. He makes rice.
Was that? No. Fuck. You might be a dad one day. You had some good dad jokes fucking nailed in there. No, but that character, I remember they went. Like he was just behind the wall, like solely, like be on his own, making a difference. You know what I mean? And then there was a scene where he rescued, I think it was Bran and wasn't Arya because Arya fucked off, but it was just like I remember seeing that character. I was like, we all know an Uncle Ben. You know what I mean? Like not Spider-Man Uncle Ben, but like because like there's someone out there that doesn't have a family, that doesn't have a relationship, but his impact is so profound that is his path. Because if he had a family, he wouldn't have time to do what he does. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, so like let's do a little bit of a fun wrestling talk real quick. Like I'm not gonna lie. So wrestling for me is kind of like MMA for you. Like I stopped keeping up with it.
Sure.
But I still watch periodically. Like. But I love 90s and early 2000s wrestling. Like that, I still watch those basically once a week. I'll YouTube an old match. But who's your favorite wrestler? Bret Hart, hey? Bro, you're going to hate me, man. Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels guy?
I love Shawn Michaels.
No, Bret Hart is my childhood hero from Calgary. And yeah, like just as a kid, I was just obsessed with this guy. Because again, he's from Calgary. And like
rattle off your top 5.
Top 5 wrestlers of all time?
Yeah, your favorite wrestlers.
Holy shit.
And then I'm going to ask you a little bit about why, you know. But, but anyway. Let's hear this. So Bret Hart's number one.
Bret Hart is number one. Number two. So nowadays, it's Kenny Omega.
Oh, that guy's amazing. Holy
shit,
fuck,
the
he's
fact
amazing.
That you know Kenny Omega?
I know Kenny Omega. I hate that he doesn't go to WWE, man. But
I'm okay with that,
dude,
because I feel like WWE would just.
It's not his style.
It's not his style, and I feel like they would just destroy that character.
I love. He's an anime. He's like he whips out that big gun,
100%.
like he's like a live anime, and then
100%.
and then the thing he had with when he was in New Japan, like the bond he had with the other Japanese wrestler, they were like diving into that. Bro, like, because like Japanese culture,
Kota Ibushi.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
But no. Anyway, love Kenny Omega, and they had an amazing documentary on him. Omega Man.
Yes.
Yeah, fucking masterpiece.
I thought that was fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until, again, going back to the show that I used to be part of, I think again that's where kind of my love for MMA, like, just it kind of started to fleet a little bit, because I fell in love again with pro wrestling, and one of the reasons was that I got heavy into New Japan, and because of Kenny Omega, and because of his matches with Okada, and
it was Okada. Sorry, that was. Wait a minute.
Okada, like him, Kenny Omega versus Okada has just been like three of the greatest matches ever in pro wrestling,
and they also just have the best like storylines.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Yeah,
and
it's, anyway,
and yeah, like I can pinpoint. Yeah, kind of that's where like my love for MMA started to drop, and my love for pro wrestling came back again. Was watching Kenny Omega and in New Japan and the Bullet Club and all that. And I thought I thought it was so fucking cool, and it just made me feel like a kid again, because it was like I don't take it as seriously as a whole lot of like diehard pro wrestling fans, but it's still so much fun to me. And also, I appreciate the athleticism so much, because it takes a lot to fucking do what they do.
Hey, quick question. The Bullet Club, was AJ Styles in the Bullet Club?
Yeah,
okay,
it was, yeah.
Right. Because him and it was Finn Balor in there.
Yeah, Finn Balor was actually like the originator.
I never followed the Bullet Club. Like, I always knew who they were, but it's just, I don't know. It's like, but now I've been diving more into their shit. But I feel like AJ Styles is unreal.
AJ Styles is one of the greatest pro wrestlers
like,
ever.
Holy fuck, hey, like, geez, like that
guy.
guy.
I think that's one of the reasons why I would love to see Kenny Omega in WWE,
so that he can get back with AJ Styles. And
just have that match with AJ Styles, and also him versus Seth Rollins. I think would be fucking fantastic, because I think Seth Rollins is one of the best pro wrestlers on the face of the planet.
What do you think of the Logan Paul Seth Rollins match?
That shit. Seth Rollins is one of the greatest pro wrestlers right now.
Okay, but I'm not a big Paul Brothers fan. I really am not. Like, I'd hate Jake Paul. But
I think they fucking ruined YouTube, and they've ruined like part of society as well.
Yeah, they've absolutely ruined society for sure, and I think that was their mission. Yeah. Mission accomplished, Paul Brothers. Fuck, there's douchebags everywhere. But dude, Logan, I got to give you props. Like, come on, man, he picked up wrestling fast.
Yeah, he did.
Like, I mean,
and again, it just goes back to the sheer athleticism.
Yeah,
and not a whole lot of people can do that, because bad wrestling to me is so funny. That's why I'm a huge fan of Botchamania.
I don't know what that is.
Botchamania is basically just wrestling bloopers. And it's fucking hilarious.
Okay. Is that on YouTube? I love that shit. I'll watch. I don't know why I haven't. But the algorithm's funny, right? Like, sometimes you just start tuning into stuff you like to the point where it's like it isolates all the other good shit.
100%. I fucking watched like a video about like scrambled eggs, because I was curious, like, hey, what is this? And then my entire fucking feed now is just like,
scrambled eggs,
scrambled fucking eggs, and I was like, I don't need this.
Yeah, me is with teeth shit, and like I don't even give a fuck about that. I was telling someone the other day, like. I don't know, but now I find myself, especially when I smoke a joint, I'm like, because it slows everything down. Like, do you smoke weed?
Edibles.
Okay. Well, either way, like once I'm focusing on watching this teeth shit, I just keep like ooh, like whoa, like I don't know, it's just. But again, like I don't actually want to be a dentist, and but now it's like now I have to consciously look for new shit to redevelop my feed.
Now I have to like go through my feed and be like, no, don't recommend this. Don't recommend this. Don't recommend this. Don't recommend.
Okay, but G, let's go back to your top 5 wrestlers. You only got 2. You had Bret Hart and Kenny
Omega.
Okay. Man, I'm starting to realize you and I, we have a lot of similarities, but we're actually on different sides of the coin.
A little bit.
Yeah, like, but go on.
Fuck, I'm on the spot now, man. Like this
you did a wrestling podcast, bro. Fire off the last 3.
And that was like fucking years ago, right? Fuck. Most of like my favorite like wrestlers, Canadian, man, and I think that was like as a kid, it would
Chris
be like,
Jericho, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, maybe like Edge and stuff.
Edge is good.
And and I think as a kid, it'd be like, wow, that kid or that guy's from Canada. I'm from Canada.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know, man.
No Hogan. No, none of those
Fuck
guys.
Hogan. Fuck Hogan as a person. Fuck Terry Bollea.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, those guys on top were pretty ruthless, hey? Like
Not
with
just
their
that,
with
but,
their
like,
selfishness.
Just the shit that has happened recently with Hogan, like just.
Well, what happened with him recently?
Oh, dude's full blown racist.
Oh, wait, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
but,
it came back at the end. Oh,
Yeah.
or you're talking about the couple of years ago?
Yeah, a couple of years, and that's what I mean by recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, fuck.
What about Stone Cold, bro?
I love Stone Cold.
Yeah.
There's nothing like Stone Cold. I will say Stone Cold, it has ruined chants in wrestling because let's just say if somebody's doing a promo and the crowd's not into it, all you hear is blood.
Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah, it's a cop out move, right? Like
bit.
woo, like as well,
Yeah.
right? You know. All right, dude. I think do you have one more to list? I mean,
I only have two right now. I'm a big fan of
Okay.
technical wrestlers.
yeah.
And so-
Okay.
Yeah, like
So what about like? Well, I hate. Don't hate me, people. Fuck, but Chris Benoit, Dynamite Kid, man. Come on, those guys are
That was
insane.
my
Forget what Chris Benoit
I
did,
know.
but just
he was my favorite wrestler in that time period up until he died. He was my favorite fucking wrestler. And what happened?
it's insane, hey. Like, do
fucking
you watch
ridiculous.
Dark Side of the
Yes.
Ring? Yeah,
I
that
knew
was
you were gonna
Chris.
say that
Chris
because-
Jericho is just
Yeah,
he's a mass like Chris Jericho. Yeah, that he directed all those, right? Chris Jericho.
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
fucking-
also narrated them as
What a
well.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but that Chris Benoit thing. I mean, I think they
Fucking wild.
determined now it's from the concussions, right? Because he
Yeah.
basically went insane.
His brain was like, I think it was like
Mush.
90-year-old, 80-year-old man.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna rattle off my top five, and I'm probably gonna
Maybe that might catch me up.
Okay. Wow, it's no one knew, but Shawn Michaels number one.
Sure.
Fuck, dude, I love Shawn Michaels. I love '90s Shawn Michaels. Not as a person,
Yeah.
okay. Like we all know, but even he regrets that. That's why he's
Oh yeah.
like he's so regretful of the way he was.
You look at
like,
Shawn Michaels now. You look at Shawn Michaels back then. It's just
180.
Like,
like,
oh my god, that's
yeah.
not the same person.
well, the amount of stories that. Like, cause like, you know, I was such a wrestling guy that I went out of my way to find the drama and shit.
Sure.
Shawn Michaels was a real bad person in the '90s, man. No one like the stories aren't even, most of them aren't even like made known public.
Yeah.
He was just a terrible human being,
Yeah.
but he admits that.
Yeah.
And he was just that classic. He got rich real fast,
Mm-hmm.
famous real fast. His ego took over. He lived purely with his ego, and then that was
Burying people backstage. and all
backstage,
that
the
shit.
politics, but just the way he treated people in general,
Yeah.
like at bars and stuff. But he regretted so bad that he had to do the whole complete Christian transformation
Sure.
and like get off any form of drinking. But
Yeah.
but Shawn Michaels still promotion, technical talent. I mean,
Yeah.
like fucking like just
It's
Shawn
hard
Michaels.
to beat, man.
Yeah, dude. Okay, the second one, you're gonna hate this. I can already tell, but I love Ric Flair. I fucking love Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. So Ric Flair, like watching
Love
Ric Flair
Ric
as a
Flair.
kid, he was. I know, like I can pinpoint it because I know exactly where I was. I was watching. I think it was Nitro because Ric Flair was working for fucking WCW. But like, that's when I knew wrestling was fake because just watching Ric Flair.
Okay, but like, what do you mean? How did you not know it was fake before? Like,
I was a kid, man.
you thought people punch like?
Yeah, like, but I was a kid.
Okay.
Mind you, like 5, 6, 7, whatever it may be, but or not even Nitro, but just like watching, just whatever. Ric Flair was how I found out wrestling was fake, and again, as a kid, I'm not fucking 13 or whatever
Yeah.
at this point, right?
Yeah.
I'm a kid, but just
Ric Flair's very cartoonish,
very cartoonish,
like the flopping and shit.
Yeah, somebody would punch him, and he was just like just completely missed, but he would just take a bump, and he was just like, "Oh, is wrestling fake? Is this it? This is my fucking."
I love how his main moves is chopping someone's
It's just
chest.
and just yelling out, "Woo!"
I don't know what it is. I just love Ric Flair. Like I love his persona. Yeah, I find him funny, but I also respect how long he's done it. I love the consistency.
Yeah.
I love that
Metro
he's
Boomin made a pretty decent song about him.
sorry.
Metro Boomin,
Metro what? Sorry.
rap man.
Oh yeah, they did a song with Ric Flair,
Yeah.
fucking wooing everywhere,
Yeah.
right? Okay, my bad. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So we got for me.
So you got Shawn Michaels,
Ric Flair, okay, then Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sure.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Then Bret Hart, Undertaker. That's my Mount Rushmore, man.
Yeah, I would put Rock in mine.
The Rock was too brief. Everyone keeps forgetting. He was only there for 6 years.
He was, but he changed the fucking game.
He did. He was always meant for something beyond wrestling, though.
100%.
But like, there's so many matches that were missed. Like, he never wrestled Shawn Michaels. Yeah. To me, I'm always scratching my head. I'm like, I was trying to YouTube that one day because I thought, how the fuck could that match not have happened? Yeah. It didn't. And then,
it might have been with Nation of Domination.
That was fucking amazing.
What a fucking intro, hey?
Yeah.
We are the nation of domination.
Crazy. But the thing, though, let's be honest. Like, they were all black, but The Rock, we really don't know what he was.
Fucking rest in peace. But Owen Hart was part of that.
Owen Hart was amazing too, man. Owen Hart was sick. I know his son. Hey, Oj Hart.
What?
Yeah. Because I was bartending. Oj and Martha. They frequented one of the bars I was bartending at. So I actually know them. Like I can give them a shout right now. Yeah.
That's sweet.
It is sweet, but I do got to say, their relationship with Brett is not.
Yeah,
it's never going to be. It's never going to be good.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately did not know Martha's side of the story.
Yeah,
because but as I've delved into it.
With that being said, though, I'm so happy nowadays that AEW. Has kind of taken
doing the Owen Hart tribute.
Owen Hart tribute, like they're going to be in Calgary during Stampede. I wish that maybe I could get tickets for that. But yeah, like. Doing the Owen Hart Cup, like they're bringing Owen Hart back into the wrestling version. I think me as a wrestling fan, we need that. We need Owen back in some way, some capacity, because it doesn't feel right, especially if you're born and raised in Calgary. Like we have the hearts, like that.
Well, they have some, but there's the new generation in there.
Yeah,
like well, wait a minute,
kind of
I was going to bring up Tyson Kidd, but he's injured. Hey, he's done now. Didn't he almost get paralyzed?
He's retired. Yeah, he's retired. But his wife, Natty Neidhart.
Yeah. Oh, that's Jim Neidhart's daughter, right? Okay. Yeah. No, yeah. Like the Hitman Bar is over there too and stuff. Like, quite near us. Dude. Fuck, man. We can talk wrestling all day. Yeah. But G, I'm gonna pull it here. We did a solid hour, and I love this a lot, man. I want to. If you're willing, fucking, we'll love to have you back on and dive more into like your knowledge of wrestling, MMA, and just movies and shit. Because again, like I've come to realize in this podcast, like we have the same interests, but we're definitely in the opposite flips of the coin. That's okay, right? That's okay. At least we're civilized men discussing it.
100%. And I think that's what makes great conversation and great podcasting is we don't agree on everything because that would just make it fucking boring.
Yeah, well, unless we're just both fanboying out about what we agree on, then everyone's can. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Bar update: we're trying to open. We're so fucking close. Okay, like announcements should be coming any time now. It might be another week, might be another 2 weeks, but it's like we have all the pieces. It's just a couple last inspections and everything like that. But we're gonna pass them, and then we're gonna order the food and the liquor, and then we're gonna open up to the public here. But hopefully everyone enjoyed today's episode. All right, Kate, and take care and have a great day.